Biles tweeted, "Put the Jeffrey Dahmer costumes back in the closet. We ain't having it." Who's we? What's with the we? Who died and made you the great pumpkin?
Bill Maher is back at it. And this time his target is the Halloween haters. Yep, you heard that right. Halloween, as the woke mob won't stop until they've torched every tradition. But Maher isn't playing along, unleashing brutal truth bombs aimed straight at the cracked foundation of woke culture. So let's dive in.
Halloween is too much for your fragile sensibilities, and you're worried about seeing someone wearing something that's on the forbidden costume list. Just stay the fuck home. Every year we go through this bullshit. Lists of costumes you better not wear, lest the night of irreverent dress-up spiral into something that resembles fun.
Maher drops his first truth bomb. If a single night of silly, offensive costumes is enough to ruin your delicate sensibilities, then do the world a favor. Stay home, because Halloween has always been about pushing boundaries, mocking stereotypes and laughing at ourselves, not tiptoeing around every possible trigger. Yet the woke mob insists on turning fun into a minefield, policing every mask and wig like it's a moral crime scene, which isn't just exhausting, it's downright suffocating. And Maher makes it clear he's fed up, nauseated by this obsession with censorship, and ready to torch their joyless crusade with unapologetic honesty.
Here's an idea, clickbait websites. I won't tell you how to harvest and sell my personal data, and you don't tell me what I can wear on Halloween. Because Halloween is supposed to be outrageous. It's a festival of the sacrilegious and a celebration of the grotesque, from zombies to ghouls to bobbing for apples and other people's saliva. Yet, every year there's a new list of offensive things we shouldn't do on the day that's all about being offensive.
Maher argues that people should be free to have fun without self-righteous scolds raining on their parade. Because Halloween isn't just costumes. It's a cultural release valve. A night where people step outside themselves, try on new identities, and just laugh. And for kids, it's even more magical. A chance to run through the streets, collect candy, and revel in harmless mischief. So why on earth would anyone want to crush that? Maher insists that people deserve the freedom to explore, dress up, play, and enjoy life without the perpetual finger-wagging of the joyless woke brigade.
You know what I want to cancel? November 1st, All Scolds Day. When the good people announce which costumes the bad people wore. Buzzfeed, I mean Buzzkill.
I absolutely love Maher attacking BuzzFeed because, let's be honest, they built an entire empire out of outrage clickbait, notorious for cranking out endless lists and articles condemning Hollywood celebrities for their problematic Halloween costumes, as if a feathered headdress or a goofy wig signals the end of civilization. And the pieces are always the same recycled formula: shame, scold, repeat. It's not journalism. It's traffic chasing disguised as moral policing, and Maher nails it, exposing that these outrage factories don't actually care about cultural sensitivity, only views, shares, and ad dollars. And there's nothing better than calling that out.
Has a list of 23 costumes they're literally begging you not to wear. Of course, this year the #1 no-no is serial killer, cannibal, and Netflix sensation Jeffrey Dahmer. eBay has already banned selling it because otherwise it would be impossible to find a blonde wig and aviator glasses. Simone Biles tweeted, "Put the Jeffrey Dahmer costumes back in the closet. We ain't having it." Who's we? What's with the we? Who died and made you the great pumpkin? I'm so tired of a handful of emotional hemophiliacs on social media telling us what we can't do on Halloween. And by the way, please put drugs in my candy.
It's always fascinating how celebrities seem to believe they've been crowned the moral authorities of society, lecturing us on what we can and cannot do, when at the end of the day, they're just entertainers, talented in their fields, sure, but hardly qualified to dictate how ordinary people should live. And instead of using their platform to scold the public over Halloween costumes, maybe they should focus on causes that actually matter, like poverty, education, or world hunger. Because policing what people wear on one night of fun and fantasy isn't noble. It's petty, performative, and completely out of touch.
Listen to these other verboten costumes on stupid lists this year, including Queen Elizabeth, because it's too soon. Yes, 96, practically an ingenue. Of course, don't even think about characters outside of your race, and no genies, because genies were slaves, okay. No sexy schoolgirls, no Playboy bunnies, no celebrities accused of pedophilia, including Elvis. You can't dress up as Elvis? That's an entire industry.
The list is every bit as ridiculous as the woke mob's twisted philosophy. And don't worry if you can't wrap your head around why they want to ban half the costumes on the planet. Because their ideology doesn't make sense in the first place. It's a tangled web of contradictions, double standards, and endless finger-wagging that collapses under basic logic. And most people don't misunderstand it out of ignorance, but because there's nothing coherent to understand. While the self-appointed prophets of this ideology make it worse, relying on outrage, guilt-tripping, and social pressure instead of reason to bully compliance. And Maher's point is simple. If you have to work this hard to justify banning Halloween costumes, maybe the problem isn't the costumes, it's the ideology itself.
No zombie versions of deceased celebrities. Well, there goes my zombie Angela Lansbury idea. No unhoused person. What we used to call a hobo, the default costume of every kid in history. No one with an eating disorder, so goodbye skeletons. And no transphobic costumes, because if kids want to see drag queens, they can go to Story Hour.
Exactly. If you trace the woke mob's reasoning to its ultimate conclusion, no Halloween costume could ever be deemed safe. Every outfit, whether rooted in history, mythology, superstition, or pure imagination, carries the potential to offend. Even the ones they reluctantly allow can be read as problematic if you dig deep enough. A ghost mocking death, a witch trivializing centuries of persecution, a vampire glamorizing violence. By the logic of absolute purity, nothing survives. If that's the standard, the holiday itself must be canceled, because Halloween is fundamentally about reveling in the macabre, parodying fears, and laughing at the darkness. And that's Maher's point. Remove the irreverence, the satire, and the fun, and you destroy Halloween's very essence.
Also, listen to this. No Putin. No Trump. No anything related to the Will Smith Oscars slap. No Johnny Depp, and of course Amber Heard is out. No shit. And nothing related to vaccines or COVID or monkeypox. So have fun, kids, and let your imagination soar. Can I tell you something, kids? These are all great costumes.
Exactly. Halloween is a celebration of imagination and rebellion wrapped in candy and laughter. The whole essence of the holiday is freedom. Freedom to be silly, spooky, outrageous, or downright ridiculous. No column, no influencer, no keyboard warrior should get to dictate what you can or cannot wear. The fun comes from creativity, from putting your own spin on things, and yes, sometimes from pushing boundaries a little. As Maher emphasizes, don't let the self-appointed outrage squad steal the joy. Own your costume. Own your night, and remember, Halloween isn't for the critics. It's for everyone daring enough to celebrate it.
Listen to me. I'm your last connection to fun. You should wear all of them. In fact, combine them if you want. Have the Queen shit in Johnny's bed. Have Will Smith smacking a hobo. Kevin Spacey hitting on a mariachi band. Jeffrey Dahmer is the perfect Halloween costume. What is scarier than a guy who kills you and eats you, not necessarily in that order?
Of the thrill, the other half is the sheer creativity, the camaraderie, and that delicious little sense of mischief that makes Halloween feel alive. Maher's point is simple. The holiday isn't meant to coddle sensitivities. It's meant to challenge them in good fun. Every costume, every mask, every pumpkin carved with a wicked grin is a tiny act of rebellion against a world that too often takes itself too seriously. So go ahead. Push the limits, mock the rules, embrace the absurd. The louder the critics wail, the louder your laughter should be. Halloween isn't just a night, it's a statement. Joy, imagination, and a touch of harmless chaos still matter.
For sake, it's Halloween, which is not just a fun holiday, it's a necessary psychic release. Yes, societies going back thousands of years knew that you had to have some release valve on the calendar to flirt with the macabre and let the demons out to role play so they wouldn't come out later for real. Mexico has Day of the Dead, Japan has Oban, Haitians have Fête Gaudet. It's not a coincidence that Carnival comes right before Lent and Halloween right before All Saints' Day, much the way getting blown at a bachelor party comes before the wedding.
Exactly. Maher's point really hits home. Halloween acts like a pressure valve for society. It's a rare, sanctioned night where adults and kids alike can shed the weight of expectations, step outside their daily roles, and just be ridiculous. Whether you're dressing up as a vampire, a pirate, or something completely absurd, it's a way of reclaiming joy in a world that often forgets it exists. That laughter, that playful rebellion, isn't frivolous. It's essential. It reminds us that even amidst chaos, there's space for fun, creativity, and a little harmless defiance. Halloween is basically self-care with candy and glitter.
Now, I find it so interesting. You would think that a Handmaid's Tale costume would be acceptable since it derives from a completely woke-approved show that condemns the patriarchy. No. Buzzkill says no Handmaid's Tale costume either because it hits a little too close to home right now. Okay, this is the life philosophy of zillennials. Things that are interesting might also contain something which could cause a moment of discomfort, so ban it all.
Exactly. Maher's point goes beyond costumes. It's about reclaiming joy and refusing to let self-appointed arbiters of offense control how we live. Halloween becomes a symbol of that freedom, a night to express yourself, to laugh at the absurd, and to push back against the endless cycle of outrage. The more the critics howl, the more reason to celebrate unapologetically. Life's too short to tiptoe around professional complainers. Dress, play, laugh, and enjoy. Halloween is yours, not theirs.